absolutely think technology is important, and it goes back to Gabe's point, and I think Johan's point about the energy economics of this all, right? So if renewables are cheaper, it makes a green transition much, much easier. Now, I think maybe tackling kind of Gabe's point on the link between economic growth and carbon emissions first, I think actually one of the issues is that the real costs of economic growth in the long term are not captured because, okay, in the short term, yes, everything is correlated in terms of emissions, but longer term carbon emissions, the increased physical risk and all these other issues that arise from higher carbon emissions are not considered by economies. I think that as economists, that's the classic negative externality problem. And I think outside of the technology, one policy mechanism that's coming through is carbon pricing, as well as voluntary offset mechanisms to kind of allocate a price to carbon that's tradable globally to kind of improve the allocation of resources. I think that is one part that is key, that we need to accurately reflect the costs of carbon on the world and the global economy to be able to kind of balance that energy economics question. The second part, which I think you alluded, which you mentioned kind of in your question, is the technology part, which is really important. I mean, Johan talked about the baseload side of things. Renewable energy is already in a lot of jurisdictions a lower marginal cost energy source. It's the baseload element that is a problem, and to get around that, you need battery technology to be able and kind of well integrated in the grid to be able to for it to be a reliable fuel source. And so the question is, how do we gradually include that, and how do we think about a broader energy strategy that can maximize the use of renewable, limit the amount of carbon, while recognizing that you need to manage this baseload side of the equation?